Good morning to one and all present here. I welcome all the faculty participants and our today's speaker, Dr. Manish Kumar Jain sir, for this AICT RGPV Joint Teachers Training Program on Blockchain Technology and its applications. Last 4 days, we had a number of eminent speakers for this, for exploring this blockchain with the objective of training the teachers for the emerging technology. In the same series, I'm really delighted and honored to have another eminent speaker at the beginning of day 5, Dr. Manish Kumar Jain sir. Sir, I welcome you on behalf of LNCT MCA for this teachers training program. He is international corporate trainer, technical consultant, blockchain architect, data scientist, and IoT solution architect. I hope these 5 terminology can explore well about Dr. Manish sir, but I am really delighted to share his achievements with you all. He has completed his post-graduation in data science, followed by doctorate in deep learning. He is having a domain expertise with aerospace, retail, logistics, healthcare, energy, banking, and financial services. With 18+ years of industry experience as an international corporate consultant, he is a subject matter expert for world leaders Microsoft, IBM, Hitachi. He has created his own cryptocurrency and crypto wallet. He is senior consultant for Smart City Implementation Project. He has taught 10,000+ academic and industrial trainees, including several reputed universities, not over the India, but over the globe, that is from Dubai, Oman, Australia, Kenya, Tanzania, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and many more. I already told you about his subject expertise. So he is having the number of corporate clients like IBM, Infosys, Wipro, TCS, CSC, HCL, Vodafone, Citibank, one and like every prestigious name of the globe. And to have this fabulous profile, he has completed n number of certifications like CCNA, CCNP, Cloudera, Hadoop, Certified Ethical Hacker, EC Council Certified Security Analyst, Adobe Certified Expert, AWS Certified SysOps Admin, Exin Cloud Computing Foundations, Docker Certified Associate, and many more. So we are really honored to have you, sir. And thank you very much for sparing the time in spite of our, we can understand your international engagements. So like you have simply accepted our request and you are here to spare your valuable time. So thank you very much, sir, and over to you, sir. So your mic is on mute.
Sorry, I forget, sorry. Yeah. So good morning once again, everybody. So we are starting the session now. Thanks to ma'am, thanks to LNCT group, and thanks to our department for inviting me for this program. So I hope I can deliver more insight about the blockchain, not only the blockchain, because I know that from last many days you're listening the same keyword, blockchain, blockchain, blockchain. And everybody is saying that probably the same thing. This is called the distributed decentralized ledger, where we are keeping some database and all these things. So I discussed with the ma'am, and we plan that to give something unique, something different in terms of hands-on or in terms of practical as well. So let me give you some insight on this. So basically, I am from the technical side, and I have developed many more projects for the blockchain, especially for digital degree with the blockchain, or this vaccine distribution with the blockchain, many more things. So we can talk about it. So initially we'll take some small theory, then we are moving forward to the hands-on activity. Yeah. For the hands-on, no need to install anything. Everything is available in the cloud, and everybody can do the practice easily. And I will take very hot topic from India, where all the political parties, they are raising the question called, EVM hacking. So the Congress saying that, BJP hack all the EVM machine and they got all the vote. But BJP is saying that no, because of the public support, we got all the vote. So how we can resolve all these problems with the help of blockchain-based solution as a implementation? Yeah. So now here I will not talk about the same traditional theory of the blockchain. Let me discuss something new. So always the question will come, like suppose I am from the academic side, or I am working in a company. I wanted to publish my research paper on blockchain, or I wanted to do my PhD on blockchain, or I wanted to grow in blockchain sector in my company. So how we can do that? So basically, whenever we talk about the blockchain-based solution, don't talk about only the simple architecture. Like, architecture means we have decentralized ledger, we are having secure connection, we are using SHA-256-3 algos, and we are having all these things. And don't talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the common example which everybody is talking about the blockchain. So can we talk about something else apart from Bitcoin here? Yes, we can do that. So guys, let me tell you that if you check in the backend of the Indian government, backend of this RBI, so they are working very hard about the blockchain implementation. And very soon, as per the report before 2024 election, maximum government task or work they are going to be implemented with the blockchain-based solution. Even though if you heard a statement from our ex-FM Arun Jaitley, he said that blockchain is amazing, but not the Bitcoin. The reason is that Bitcoin is something called the black box. Whatever is happening, we are not aware about it. Even yesterday's news is that approximate 3,000 crore plus, the amount can be hacked with the help of this cryptocurrency concept. So guys, that is what we are having here. So like if you wanted to develop your own blockchain based solution, or if you wanted to do any research on the blockchain, always talk about the emerging technologies. So these are the few emerging technologies which I am displaying in my presentation. So we have IoT, we have industrial IoT, cloud computing, big data, robotics, process automation, DevOps. Then blockchain, we have industry 4.0. So quickly, because I think already you are aware about all these things. So quickly, let me add all these technologies with the blockchain concept. So IoT, I think no need to discuss. Everybody is aware about it. If you're having the smartphone, probably you know this IoT. So IoT means how we can control, how we can connect all these appliances, all these implementation with the help of a smart application. Like we have the smart home, we have the smart city, we have the smart hotel, we have the smart classroom. We are having so many things in the market. But always the question will come where we can use this IoT into the blockchain. So see, let me tell you one thing. Whenever we are going for blockchain-based implementation, if we talk about e-voting, or if you talk about supply chain management, if you talk about the smart classroom, so everywhere we need a database. So how we can collect a database? So for the database, we need some device through which we can get the real-time values. So IoT is the best thing for that. So let me share one real-time example or use case of blockchain with IoT. So I will take the example of supply chain management. Okay, suppose we have something called DMart. So DMart having a tie-up with multiple companies. So they have tie-up with the companies who supply the electronics item, the food item, the cloth items. So they are having some term and condition or agreement in normal stamp paper. Yeah, normally like how they are doing in normal days. So what happened? They are having tie-up with one food company, and they are offering this perishable food. Perishable food, the meaning is that we have milk, we have paneer, we have vegetable, we have bread. The meaning is that the food item which are having some limitations on the same weight. The meaning is that if I talk about the milk, they are having limitation for 2 days, but temperature should be 7 degree or 1 degree, something in that way. Same thing we have paneer, same thing we have milk. So we have these called perishable item. So suppose DMart having one contract with one company, those supply this perishable food item, and they're saying that we need the milk before 7 o'clock in DMart, but make sure that the temperature should be less than 2 degree. That is the contract condition they are having in normal stamp paper. So what happened one day, this food supply company has delivered the milk around 8 o'clock. So the meaning is that he delayed for 1 hour. But DMart manager and this food company manager, they are the close friend. So he paid some amount under the table, then he accept the milk. But as per the contract, he should not accept the milk because of the contract is saying that no, we need before 7 o'clock and in the particular temperature for it. So what happened whenever the DMart accept the milk and whenever they are selling that milk item to the customer, and because of that impact or because of some different types of ingredient, the customer is facing some food issues or some problem in the stomach. So what happened again? They are coming with the claiming to the DMart that because of your milk, we are having this issues or we are having this disease. So after that, when they did analysis the previous history, they found that because of that milk, the customer is facing all these problem here. So guys, this is the real-time use case from the DMart USA. So they did the same activity and because of that, they claim a lot of amount to the customer. So now here, if we are going to be use the blockchain, so in the blockchain, what we can do that we can put one smart contract, not a normal stamp paper, but we are going with the digital format. So in the smart contract, supplier, manufacturer, the middleman, everybody is the part of that blockchain network. So whenever the milk will come to the DMart, so automatically we are having some temperature sensor. Machine can check the temperature. Machine can check the time with the help of item quantities or with the help of other component, and automatically it can calculate it if the item will reach from like from 7 to 7.5. So whatever penalty will be calculated, so he has to pay some penalty. Apart from this, if there is no penalty, then automatically they will get indication that everything is fine and we are going to be release your payment within 15 days. So that is the meaning we have. So whenever we talk about blockchain, so there is no scope of manual work. So if you talk about the smart contract or if you talk about the smart reading or anything, so because of that, IoT is playing very important role nowadays into the blockchain implementation. So only don't discuss about the blockchain, but we need to be discuss about other component as well. So here you can see that I put it one more keyword called industrial IoT. So if I talk about manufacturing companies, like we have some production plant, we are having some companies, those produce some types of item. So always they have a question like how we can give the security of database or how we can do some more transparency, what is happening in the plant. So of course they can use the blockchain with the industrial IoT solutions. So nowadays we have company called IBM, Huawei, HP, EMC Square. So they are having their own IoT based hardware. So they're offering that hardware with the blockchain based capabilities. So in the future, you can see the multiple revaluation in the production unit. So all these production unit can work with the help of AI and with the help of blockchain implementation both. So one of the simple example we have. So here I can say that we can use IoT for any blockchain implementation wherever things are required to us. Let me share one more use case to you for the blockchain plus IoT. See, nowadays we have seen that the use cases that the user can take the loan from the bank, and if they are not able to repay the loan, they will go out of the country. We can see the example of Nirav Modi or Vijay Mallya, right? We have very common example. So very soon government of India is coming in that plan. So they are going to be make a one blockchain network for all the banks. The bank who will offer the loan more than 15 crore to the user. So all the bank will be the part of that blockchain automatically. Yeah, because they are connecting with the RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So the thing is that if somebody wanted to go out of the country, so of course they have to cross the immigration counter. So once the user will come to the immigration department, they will scan your retina. Retina will connect with the Aadhaar card. Same Aadhaar card will connect to the blockchain data set. And as for the blockchain data set, the condition is that no, you cannot go out of the country without taking the permission of blockchain network. So they will not give us the permission to go out of the country. So that is the meaning we have. So the retina scanning for more identification, because the passport can be made duplicate, but retina not. And in India, we have very good database called Aadhaar database, but proper implementation is required. Yeah. So of course, we can make some very good application for blockchain plus IoT. Apart from this vaccination distribution. So if you feel that, simply we can do the entry of vaccination into the blockchain database, so we can resolve the problem. No. Here, if you want to go with the vaccine distribution with the blockchain solution with the blockchain network, then we need to make a device with the help of IoT where the machine can scan the QR code, or in the respect where the vaccine is going in a particular state, that can be also reflected with the help of IoT device to the blockchain solution. So the meaning is that I need from both the side. So this is the one use case we are having IoT with the blockchain based solution here. Next one, we have a cloud. So cloud computing, everybody knows about it because this Zoom meeting is the example of cloud. We have so many example of cloud. Now let me tell you one amazing example of cloud with the blockchain. Yeah, which is going to be coming in the market probably soon. You will feel that experience. Like suppose I wanted to purchase a shirt from Amazon.in. I can check the size, I can check the color, I can check the price. So when the item is delivered to my home, but I feel that the fabric is not good, so I'm sending the item back to the warehouse because as per the contract, if I'm not happy with the product, I can return the item within 10 days. So they replace and give me the new one. Again, I feel that the fabric is not good, I'm sending back. So in this case, the Amazon has to be spent huge money for transportation charges from customer to warehouse, warehouse to the customer. Now here cloud computing will help us along with the blockchain solution. So very soon you are getting a phone for 5G connectivity. So these phone will come a chip called GPU. GPU means graphical processing unit chip. I'm talking about the chip, not a complete server. So in that phone, once you open Amazon.in and once you go to shirt section and once you touch in the phone, you feel the fabric. So this is something is happening with the fabric analysis plus artificial intelligence. But in the backend, how data is coming? So that data is coming from IBM Watson because IBM Watson having cognitive services and they are keeping all these information of the fabric database into the blockchain, because tomorrow if somebody change the information, then all the logic will be wrong. Am I right? So all these security of database with the complete transparency, they did it with the blockchain, and the user can feel the experience with the AI as well as the cloud environment. So that is the example we have cloud with the blockchain model here. And nowadays, if you want to develop any blockchain based application from Ethereum, from Solidity, from Hyperledger, or from any other tool, so of course we need to do some login with the cloud environment, because these server, these availability is available only in the cloud model. Even though if I talk about Bitcoin mining, so for the Bitcoin mining, we cannot do with a normal machine. Of course, we have to go with the cloud environment. So many of the users, they have deployed this mining process with the OpenStack and they are doing some mining about it. So that is the example of cloud computing here. Next one, we have a big data. So big data is playing very important role for the blockchain implementation. I think you know that in blockchain, we are having multiple types of algo called proof of work, proof of stack, PBFT, proof of elapsed time. So for all these algorithms, we need a big data support. We need a big data support here. So instead of theory, let me show you one example where we can use the big data or this machine learning AI along with the blockchain solution. So probably you will get more idea about it. Yeah, so you can see the example because we are from the academic side. So I will take one example from the academic only. So that is the one example from a school. Okay. So in the school, initially somebody will take the admission. So they will take the face information and they will store the name of the student. So initially, whenever the session will start, automatically we can check that how many boys in the class, how many girls in the class, what is the activities or what is their behavior in the class. So you can see that we have total 3 girls. We have 3 boys, 12 girls. Activity is 96. The meaning is that they are doing something. So this is the part of data analysis. The counting of girls, counting of boys is part of data analysis. Activity level is the part of machine learning, because the machine can analyze that what actually they are doing. They are talking to each other, or they are discussing about some topic. And the last one, we have sentimental analysis, which we can perform with the help of deep learning model. So the machine learning means where the machine is learning with the help of pattern. And the deep learning means where we are going in depth analysis about the machine learning, and combination of both is called artificial intelligence application. So that is the application of AI for the smart classroom. But here we are using IoT, big data, as well as the blockchain. All 3 things I'm going to use it here. So with the help of IoT, we can track the database like the face or the classroom environment. With the help of machine learning, we can check the activity, and with the help of deep learning, we can check the behavior analysis. What is the sentiment in the class? So this is not only for the student, but here we can track some activity for. Yeah. So if any of the student absent in the particular sessions, automatically his or her father or the parents, they will get a notification that your son or daughter is absent for particular session, and this is the evidence, this is the proof. You can see here, she's the teacher, and what is the interaction in the class, activity label, and the teacher present or absent. So this is also we can do it with the help of smart implementation. So don't say the keyword called tracking, but I can say that the smart implementation of the classroom. So these are the activities we are having. If teacher is there, the value will be changed. If teacher is not there, then again the value can be changed. So example of IoT, example of machine learning, example of AI. But the question is that where is the use of blockchain concept here? So the meaning is that if I'm keeping my database into the school server or into the college server, probably the teacher can change the information. Probably somebody can hack the database and they will try to change the data set. But if we can provide the security with the help of blockchain network, so here I can make the school, the teacher, or the admin as a blockchain node. Yeah, as a blockchain node. So automatically the data will be stored into the blockchain network. And from the blockchain network, if somebody will try to change any information, like suppose teacher is saying that I want to change some value, or student is saying that I need to be change my information. So they can't do that because the first thing is that data cannot be changeable here. Number two is that if you're trying to do something with the database, automatically the hash value or this connecting change will change their pattern. So everybody will knows about something is happening wrong in the blockchain network. So this is going for the one level of extra security here. So this is what we can implement with the blockchain model here. So simple example for IoT, cloud computing, big data, as well as the blockchain into one application. So always whenever you talk about the blockchain network, always I'm saying that think about the complete solutions. So these are the solutions we can make it with the blockchain based implementation. Yeah, that is the one example we have from the academic side. So on the same way, on the other note, we have many more examples into the blockchain based solutions here. Yeah. So like here, the blockchain is nothing but a peer-to-peer network where we don't have any centralized authority. Okay, so these are the common things which we have. So the many people they think that blockchain is like a Bitcoin, but no, blockchain is the architecture. Bitcoin is the one example what we have. So we can use the blockchain for the multiple application in government sector, in private sector, in healthcare. So for the COVID-19, we can go for vaccine distribution. Yeah, we can go for other injection like we have Remdesivir. So all these distribution with the help of blockchain network. So basically in the blockchain, we are doing all these distribution or all these operations with the help of smart contract. So smart contract is nothing but the conditions into the digital format, and we are implementing via these way here. So let me share one real-time example of blockchain, which is going to be happen very soon in Dubai. So always everybody is talking about the Bitcoin. So let me tell you some real-time scenario if the Bitcoin will implemented in our country. So I am going to share one example of Dubai because already they have implemented this type of application. See, the thing is that whenever I'm traveling to Dubai, so in the airport, I need to be convert my Indian currencies with the local currency of Dubai. Why? Because of local expenses. So the problem is that in the airport, we are having so many middlemen. Middlemen means I can say that currency exchange counter. And they are charging the huge money for changing the currency. So if I'm paying 1 lakh rupees Indian currency, so I will get equivalent of 90,000 dirham, equivalent of that pattern here. So that is the one thing I'm paying 10,000 rupees as a commission in 1 lakh rupees of Indian rupees. After that, whenever I'm going to city, so I need to be pay the cash. Somebody they don't have the this other amount, so I need to pay the complete amount to the particular user. But now they are coming with the blockchain-based digital currency for Dubai. So once you land to the Dubai airport, you will not get any currency exchange counter, but they have a counter. They have a counter for blockchain-based cryptocurrency. So once you go to that counter, they will scan your retina. They will take your passport information, and you will get one virtual SIM card. Virtual SIM card means this will be activated within the Dubai. So you need to be installed one application, and this will be activated automatically without any SIM card. So with the local connection. And once you give 1 lakh rupees of Indian currency, so they will deposit approximate 96 or 97,000 rupees equivalent of dirham to your physical address. So physical address means the address which can be identified with the retina or with the fingerprint. So after the airport, once you take a cab, once you go to the hotel, now you wanted to pay some money to the cab driver, but you don't have physical cash. So cab driver having the similar type of application. So simply he will scan my retina, I will get OTP. And when I give the OTP, the amount will deduct automatically. So no need to pay any cash, no need to pay any cash. So all the transactions are happening with the retina. So the meaning is the security is a very strong in that case. So once you go to restaurant, again, no need to pay any cash. So simply they are having a machine. And once they will scan the retina, the amount will deduct automatically. After some day, whenever you're coming back to your country, again, they will scan your retina in the airport and you will get all the amount in your own country currency. So this is the benefit we are having into the blockchain based solution. So of course, not only for the security, but more for the transparency. So always the question will come like, we have Paytm, we have Google Pay, we are having UPI payment gateway. So there is no blockchain. Then why we need a blockchain? The question always we raise in the market. We are having so many real-time application like Facebook, we have WhatsApp, we have Paytm, and they are not using any blockchain-based solution. So why we need it? So the thing is that these application having very high level of security. So of course there is no chances for data leakage. But the problem is that there is no transparency. Whenever I'm sending an amount from A to B, in between, if the amount is deducted from my account, but it will not transfer to other account. So what is the problem? Where is the issues? Nobody can track the information. So they're saying that we need a 1 week time or we need 2 days time to rectify what problem you're facing here. So this is the meaning we have, and in this case, we need a blockchain-based solution. And always I'm saying that whenever you are going for the blockchain-based network, there is no scope of the manual work. Always we have to go for automation, and then only the blockchain will have a success rate. And when you go for the implementation of blockchain, no need to change everything. You can put only one layer of blockchain that is also enough for keeping the record in the secure manner. So if we talk about Nirav Modi case, so that case happened with the PNB. That time PNB used a tool called Finacle. Finacle is the product from Infosys. So immediately when they observed that, this is a loophole into the loan processing system, and that is the problem in the, the updating for the ledger. So immediately they use the layer called the blockchain into the Finacle. So after that, if any manager will approve any loan or any information or any bigger amount, so automatically it will pass, it will go through the multiple manager or multiple branches, and once they will approve, then only it will transfer to the final user, else it will not go for it. So these are the use cases we are having in blockchain. So basis on that, we have multiple example, multiple use cases for that. Okay, so if I talk about use cases, we have ending less discussion, we have so many example. So now here, let me go with the practical implementation, how we can do the blockchain in the practical way. So we have very common issues in the market called e-voting system. So e-voting, why I took this, because of these political issues in Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha or parties. So if I took this voting example, probably you will get more clear idea. So always the party one is saying that second party, they hacked the EVM and they got all the vote. Second party is saying that no, we are not doing, because of the public support, we got all the vote. So like how we can resolve all these problems with the help of blockchain based solution. That is the one problem. Second problem is that suppose in the day of election, I am not in India, or suppose in India, I am not in my area, so I cannot give the vote, because the rule is that you should be in your area, because you have to go to the polling booth, they will verify your identity, and basis on that, you can give the vote. So like suppose I am not in my country, I am not in my area, so I cannot give my vote. So the meaning is that then there is no use of my identity. Am I right? Yeah, because I cannot give the vote. That is the second problem. Number three is that whenever we have the election, many people, they think that, oh, today we have election, so we got holiday. Holiday means we got, so for the holiday, can we go for some movie? Can we go for some picnic? Why should I give my vote? Because if I'm giving a vote, then other MLA will come in the into the government, so they're talking about in that way. So can we give some inspiration, can we give some motivation in other way to the voter? So all these implementation we can do with the help of blockchain based solution. And one more thing is that whenever the day is coming for the counting, it will take a lot of time because we are having so many EVM machines, we are having so many areas. So it took a lot of time, like they are starting from morning 8 o'clock. So in the evening, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, up to in that way. So when we go with the blockchain based implementation, then we don't want all these things. So we can do the counting easily and we can get the things in a very transparent way. Okay. So I'm coming with the voting example. So how we can develop the blockchain based solution? So we are having many more programming. So we can use any programming because concept remain the common. So if you know the concept, if you know the architecture of blockchain based solution, you can write the code with Python programming, with R programming. You can do with Java programming. You can go for the .NET. We have many more programming which are supporting these blockchain based application. But problem is that if I'm going with Python programming or R programming, I need to be develop the front end, back end both. The front end means like, like some input box, some radio button, some text box. This is what I need to do it. Okay. And I need to be perform the backend architecture as well. So in the backend, I need to be take one data center. In the data center, I need to be create multiple blocks. I need to be initiate the blockchain. I will make sure that we are going with the SHA 256.3, so all these things, all these parameter, I need to be take care in my mind. So we have to go for front end, back end both. And this took a lot of time. So we are having two very good tool in the market. One is called the Ethereum. Second, we have Hyperledger. So Ethereum is the independent company and they are having currency called Ether. Ether is also playing very good in the market. Probably, I think 2 lakh rupees near about for one Ether. So that is called the Ethereum. So Ethereum having a very good programming called Solidity. So in the Solidity, the benefit is that you have to be write the code only for the blockchain. So in the backend, all the architecture, all the data center, like how the data is coming, how the data can be saved, machine can do it automatically. So we need to be concentrate only for the front end. Same thing if I'm going with the Hyperledger also. So Hyperledger is a part of IBM Cloud. So they also saying the same thing. You need to be develop only the application, write the code only for the front end. The back end, we will take care. So in the Ethereum, we have the currency called the Ether. While deploying, we need to be purchase some Ether, some gas values. But in Hyperledger, whenever you are taking some subscription from the IBM Cloud, so that is enough for you. So now here I'm going to be show you something with the help of Ethereum, how we can make our own blockchain based application. And I hope that, you can develop your own application after that. So I have developed many more application like, this marriage certification, vaccine distribution, digital degree, many more application. So how to open this Solidity? So we have very simple thing is that, this Solidity, Ethereum.solidity. Okay, so let me type remix dot, yeah, so that is the link we are having, remix.ethereum.org. So I'm sharing the link in the chat box. So if you're doing along with me, so please open the link. Okay, everybody in the meeting, yeah. So I have shared the link in the chat box. So if you want to do along with me, you can just open the link in the browser. No need to install anything. Everything is available from the cloud itself. So when I type the link in the browser, I am getting this type of console for Ethereum for Solidity. So here we have the option called old experience. Old experience is the old framework, that is what I like it, but we can go with a new framework as well. Okay, so let me go with the old experience. Yeah. So when I click on the old experience here, I'm coming to this framework. So that is the one framework we are having for Solidity. Okay, so let me just clear this. Okay, so what is the meaning of it? This is the console where I can write our own code. So this is the code. This is called the coding box. Here I can write my code. That is called the console. Second one means here you can see all the architecture of the blockchain. So like what is the hash key? What is the block number? What is the key? What is the input? What is the output? decoding input, decoding output, complete blockchain architecture, you can get it here. Okay. So if you want to retrieve these database in your local machine, so we need to install software called Geth, G-E-T-H. Okay. Or you can take some guess value from the Ethereum. So you can do it in your local machine perfectly. But here we are doing for the demo purpose. So that is okay for us. Yeah. So here we can write the code. Here we can check the output. And from here, I can create a new file. So we have plus button. So here you can create a new file. So this is not a normal program. So this program is called, the smart contract. This is called the smart contract. And let me tell you one hidden fact. AICT is going to be add this Solidity or the blockchain based programming very soon in our curriculum, because that is a demand from the market. And they got some suggestion from the UGC committee, and very soon you will get Solidity or Hyperledger, any of them, as a blockchain implementation. So here the extension is that .sol. So you can give any name. So let me show you one simple example. Let me show you for addition of two number first. So this will take hardly 2 to 3 minutes. Then we'll go for e-voting system. So you will be more comfortable with this implementation. So when you type the addition.sol, so when I click OK, so the file is created. Now I need to be write some code here. So I told you that we need to be write only the code for that. So let me write the code here. Yeah, let me use this one. Okay. So already I'm having a code here. Let me explain you what is the meaning of code here. So this is the basic code for addition of two number. Okay. And basis on that, we can go for coding for e-voting system. So in the addition of two number, you can see that this is something called starting line. Like in Java programming, we are having package name. Yeah. On the same way here, we are defining what type of Solidity version I'm going to be used. So we are having 0.4. Approximate 26 current. So in every version, they are having different types of command. So because the stable version is not coming at. So we need to be check that what type of version I'm going to be used and what type of functions we can use it inside the Solidity. So here I import this Pragma Solidity. This is called the version. And now here, this is called the smart contract. Here we cannot say that there is a normal program. We can say that I'm going to be create a smart contract. So there is other methods that we are having this addition of two number, but again, we can say that smart contract for that. So instead of addition of two number, we can go for supply chain management example. We can go for e-voting. We can go for digital degree. We can go for vaccination distribution. We have many more options here. So here, this is called the contract keyword. This is called the contract name. You can give any name for the contract name here. This is called the variable declaration. So I took a simple variable called C. Type is called the unary integer. So this is called the data type, like how we have a data type in other programming. Now here I'm going to be create a function. This is called the function called user define. So again, we are having the built-in user define here in this programming. This programming is very similar to Java or C++. So the function name is called the addition. We are having these two arguments A and B, and public constant return uint. The meaning is that whenever I'm giving some argument values, I'm getting the values like this, in this type, integer type. So here I'm defining C equal to A plus B and return of the C. So it can give us the addition of these two values. That is the one of the simple, very simple example for addition of two number. But here, don't think about addition. You think about how the blockchain will work for addition of two number. So you can go for any program. For every program, we have a common pattern called blockchain-based architecture. So here, that is the program which I have done. After this, what I have to do, let me change the version here. So here I'm having 0.4.0. So let me just click on select new compiler version. So we are having 0.8.0 right now. But the functions or the parameter which I have used, that is from 0.4.0. So let me come back here in the down 0.4.0 is stable, I think. Commit. Yeah, we got a commit here. Click on it. Start compile. You can see that it's compiled here automatically. So I'm getting in the normal color, that is called add integer. This is called a compilation. After that, let me go for the run button. So in the run button, you can see that we have these environment here. So what is the meaning of environment here? So like suppose if I'm doing this front end, back end from Solidity only. So we can go for JavaScript virtual machine. But suppose I'm having front end in PHP or in Bootstrap or in CSS or in JS. So that time we can go for inject Web3. So I will take the front end from that programming, but backend we are having from here. Backend we are having with the help of Solidity only. But suppose if I'm having front end in the cloud, like suppose I have developed my front end in Amazon or in Azure or in IBM Cloud, and backend we are having here, so we can make some connection with the help of Web3 provider here. So I'm having front end, back end only with the Solidity. So let me go with JavaScript virtual machine. Next one, we have account. So initially the machine giving us these account. So every account has contained the 100 ether. So you assume that if 1 ether equal to 2 lakh rupees, so 100 ether means we are having the huge amount. But this is, you cannot go for in caching. This is only for the demo purpose, only for the practical purpose. So if you want to create multiple account, we can do that. You can see that we can create multiple account with the help of this plus button. And once you click here, you will get the option. These are the account I can create it. So what is the role of account? So in the blockchain, there is no identity called Manish. Nobody will know what is my name. So like here, all this identity is going through the public address, this one, the physical address. So the physical address means with the help of this type of SHA key or with the help of retina, with the help of fingerprint, we have these examples here. So I can create multiple account for that. And now here we have a gas limit. So gas limit, we have approximate 30 lakh gas limit here. And whatever contract I'm writing here, so how much gas value is required? So you can give the gas value here as per the calculation. So they are having some calculator internally. But if we are not aware about it, we can just keep it as a blank. Machine can take automatically. So here you can see that we have buy, GY, Fini or Ether. So this is something called rupiah, paisa, the currency what we have in India. So 5 paisa, 10 paisa, 1 rupiah, so these currencies we are having. So as per the lines of code, as per the logic, they can deduct the amount. So like they cannot deduct only 1 Ether. Probably they are looking for 100 buy or 100 GY, 100 Fini. So these deduction can be happen automatically with the help of gas values. So that is the basic properties I have set. In the compilation, I have compiled. There is no problem. Everything is okay. In the run, I'm running the code. So let me deploy the button. Let me deploy the code. So when I click on deploy button, you can see that my blockchain is starting from here. So whenever we are starting a blockchain, initially we have the Genesis block. So like here, we have one block. This is called the Genesis block. Like from here, I'm starting the blockchain. So on the same way, we have other block, and the same copy of block will be reflected in the other location as well, because we have a same laser copy in a mother place, am I right? So same thing we are like whatever I'm copying here, same thing will be copy here and same thing will be copy in the other places as well. So now here I have created a Genesis block. You can see the values. This is the Genesis block. If you want to check the information about the block, just click on it. So this is called the block 1. So status, we have this one transaction mined and execution successfully. What is the hash value? We have 87C. 87C is the address where they have deployed the transaction hash. This is called the hash value. But this is coming from which contract address? So we have B3A. B3A means this one. This is called the deployed contract. But what is the core contract? We are having 33C. 33C is from here. The meaning is that we have deployed into this, but this is initiating via 33C. So what is the name of the contract? We have add integer. Add integer is the name. Total gas value, we have 30 lakh. Total transaction cost, we have 90,433. And what is the execution? We have 28,857. So initially they took this gas value as a reserve, but out of this, they use only this much of gas. So whatever gas are remaining, they can use it into other purpose. When I run the next time, they will adjust the gas on that. So that is the hash value we are having 87C. Yeah, the same hash value we are having here. And this is called the input. So input also they are keeping into the hash value. Here the thing is that I am the single user, I am the admin or I am the user. So I can check all the input, all the output. But in the company, in the corporate, in the project, you cannot see the input, because they are giving some hidden layer for the secure connection. So this is called the Genesis block. From here, I am starting the blockchain network. After this, let me perform some operation of addition of two numbers. So when I give the values, like I'm giving 23 and 44. So when I click on addition, you can see that I got a second block. So output is called the 67. This is the output we can see, but how the data will be stored into the secure ledger. So you can see that this is called the blockchain network. So this is called the new hash value, which is having the reference of the old hash. Okay, the reference of the old hash value here. So now here, this is coming from the 33C from this contract. And this is the integer, which is having the old reference key here, P3A. This is called the old reference key. If we want, let me show you, you can see that here, we are having these reference key here, B3A. The same thing I am having here. This is called the reference values. And in the reference values, we are having the transition cost. We have 42,126. And the remaining, we have 20,470. That is the remaining is available here. And this is called the input. Input, we are having 23 and 44. And what is the output? We have 67. So here we can check the output because we are the admin for it. But actually, you cannot see the output because that can be stored into the hidden layer. So again, the role is coming for the public blockchain or the private blockchain. So who will initiate the blockchain? Who will be the owner of blockchain? So they can check the information, but they cannot modify. Okay, the same application we are having here into the place. So the first one we have Genesis block, second one we have a block one. After this, like suppose if I'm run again, so it will not replace the old value. It will create a new block here, and from the block it will be add in the existing chain. So if I type here 55 and 77, and when I call the function, I got 132. What 132 when we store in the new block? So this new block always having a reference of the old block. You can see here. So I'm having the values of this. But this block having a reference of the old block, reference of the old block. So that is the meaning we are having here. So in this way, once you perform multiple operation in the blockchain, the things can become into this way. That is the meaning of blockchain network. So again, blockchain is not a magic. So blockchain is the collection of artificial intelligence algo. So whatever code you will write in the front end, machine can work accordingly. Only the difference is that in the data storage. So in a simple language, we can say that blockchain is nothing but a secure data structure or secure linked list, or we can say that secure data center. So where we are keeping the things together. So it is not replacing the values. So they're adding into the block. So Genesis block, block one, block two. So if we are having, other blockchain networks, so they will copy the same database in the internal storage into other location as well. So this is what we are having, the one example of addition of two number with the help of Solidity. Yeah. So I hope everybody got the point here. After this, let me go back to the real-time application, real-time implementation called e-voting. So e-voting also work in the same way. Okay. So here I'm having this e-voting example. Let me show you the example of election. Yeah, election. Yeah. So what happened whenever we talk about e-voting system or e-voting or the voting example? So here we are having some candidate, we are having voter, or we are having election commission. Okay. So here the election commission having a very sensitive information. So we need to be keep it in the blockchain. Apart from this voter information as well. So when you talk about political parties, so we can say that this is the BJP and he's the candidate. We can keep that information also into the blockchain. So initially what I will do, let me copy some of the address, because here we cannot say that you're the user one or somebody is the user two. We can define with the help of physical address. So let me copy some address. So we have, let me copy suppose 2 DB. So this is called copy button. Let me just copy it. So I can define, I got a question. Yes, of course. No. The gas value will be different for every transaction. See, the gas value will be depend upon lines of code, the logic of the code, because I put a very simple code. So they took only 20,000 of the gas. But if I wrote a code where we have multiple logic or we are having multiple classes, that time gas value will be maximum. So in Ethereum, they are having something called gas calculator. So once you give a code, automatically it will calculate it like how much gas is required. Because of that, we are having some limitation. Like suppose I purchase one ether. One ether, we are having approximate 30 lakh of gas values, and one ether price is 2 lakh rupees. So we need to be check that how much gas value is required and how much I'm having. If we are having less gas value, so the machine cannot deploy the smart contract. So this is what we need to be take care about it. So here I'm going to be take, yeah, automatically it can be calculated. Yeah. Yeah, so now here I'm taking some address here. Like suppose this is called the voter one. Okay, so I take a voter one address. This is called 2 dB. And let me go back here, 225. Let me just copy 225. 225, this is called the voter two. Simply I'm copying the values into the notepad. And let me check anything like C1. Okay, let me just copy, and is the voter 3. Okay. So there is no matter they're from same location, like suppose the Bangalore, yeah, Delhi or Bhopal, we have the voter from 3 different locations. You can assume that they can get the vote from anywhere in the world, like no need to come to that location or the place. So these are the voter information. Now I need to be take one more address for election commission. Let me take the 173. Okay. So 173, I am having the address for election commission, that is called the EC. Okay, because only election commission having a permission to add the voter, add the candidate, and all these information. So this is called EC, election commission. So because I have given the address called 173, so let me deploy my contract from the 173 here. So this is the code here. We have the voter, we have candidate, we have multiple information. So the code is the part of Solidity, which is very similar to C++ programming. So let me show you how things can be deployed here. The first thing is that I need to be check this compiler option. So we have 0.4.21. So 0.4.21, 0.41, 19, 20, 21 commit. 2021 commit, yeah, done. Okay. Yeah. So we can use any version, but if we know that if things are working properly. Okay. So let me check again. Start to compile. Yeah, done. So means there is no error in my this contract. Yeah, in my code. Let me click on run button. Here I can type that I'm running for which purpose. So we can use this one contract for the multiple location. If I'm saying that I'm doing this for MP, so means this is dedicatedly only for the MP, for MP Madhya Pradesh. So when I click on deploy button, you can see that. So my blockchain is initiating from here. This is called the blockchain Genesis block. So here you will get only the basic information from where you have started and what is the gas value. You can see that it taken approximate 5,93,881 because of the lines of code. You can see the logic of the code, the logic and lines of code. Because of that, it will take a lot of gas value. This can happen automatically. So if you want to check what is the gas value for particular function, so you can go through this official documentation of Solidity. They have mentioned everything what is the requirement we do have. So this is called the Genesis block here. And after this, let me do some transaction. So this is called the owner. I'm running from the owner 173. Okay, so let me just click on this option. You can see that this is called the GUI. So what is the meaning of GUI here? We need to give multiple information. From here, we can get the information automatically. So here, first, I need to be authorize the voter. If I take a very simple example, you can see that every user having the voter ID, not voter ID, probably they have the Aadhaar ID or they are having a passport. So if you wanted to give a vote, you can go to polling booth, just show them any ID. They will match your name with their list, something called the Parchi they are having here. If your name is there, you can give the vote. But who will authorize you? Of course, Election Commission, am I right? So now here, Election Commission like 173 need to be add all the voter. So what I will do, let me just copy the address one of the voter one. Okay. Let me authorize. Otherwise, they cannot give the vote. Just copy. Let me click on authorize, and here I can give the address in the double quotation. So when I authorize here, you can see that authorize, and you can see the information into the hide floating between control. Yeah. You can see here when I click on authorize, this will be authorized here, and this is the information. So every transaction like this permission, adding the user, voting, everything is going with the blockchain network here. So I am adding a one voter here. So this will be added in the blockchain network. This is called the second block. One block is called the genesis. Second one I am adding the voter one. So that is I have done. So means this 2 DB is authorized to give the vote. Let me add 225 also. So just copy this. And I'm going back here in the authorize, and let me just give it the value and authorize, done. So he's also authorized to give a vote. Let me take other voter 2C1. Okay, so 2C1 is also authorized to give the vote here. So when I click on it, authorize, done. So you can see that all three, they are authorized to give the vote. Okay, they are authorized to give the vote. Clear. So this is done, authorization. Okay. After this, I need to be add the candidate. So only election commission having a permission to add the admin. So we are having to 173. So let me add the party. So the first one I will take the BJP. So BJP is the one party what we have. Add candidate. You can see that this is the next transaction. This is also added in the blockchain. So initially the voter, then the party. So BJP is the one. Second one we have Congress, CON. Add candidate, done. Let me take third party call Aam Aadmi. Aap. Yeah. Oh, sorry, not app. Aap. Okay. So done. I have added all three parties. So here what happened in Solidity, the value starting from 0 to n. So for BJP, the position is called the 0. Yeah. For Congress, we have 1, and for Aam Aadmi Party, we have position called the 3. So 0, 1, 0, 1 and 2, 0, 1 and 2 here. Okay. So I have added all three user here. If you want to check the output, you can check any block. Like here in this one, we have Congress. Yeah. Before that, I have added the BJP. So this is for the BJP. And in the last one, I have added the Aam Aadmi Party. So this is for Aam Aadmi Party here, up here. So all the transaction, whatever I'm doing into the blockchain network will be stored into our data warehouse. So this is what I have done. I have added the voter, I have added the candidate. Let me check whether the BJP having some vote or not, because otherwise they hacked the EVM and they got all the vote. Let me check here. So let me click on the candidate. If I type the 0 here, just click on the candidate. You can see that BJP count is 0. Yeah. And 1 Congress count, we have 0. And 2 Aam Aadmi, we have 0. Let me type 3 here, but 3 is not available. So I will get the error. You can see here, I got the error because 3 is not available here. We are having maximum 2. 2 means we are having 0, 2. So overall, we have 3 here. So there is no value as of now. There is no voting. Now, if you want to check the election name, once you click on it, we got a MP, because MP I have given here as a deploy contract. Okay. Total number of candidate. So we are having 3. Number of candidate, we have 3. The BJP, Congress, and Aam Aadmi Party. Who's the owner of this vote? We have 173. 173, the meaning is that election commission. Okay. So he's the owner for it. Total vote, we have 0. Yeah. Means there is no voting as of now. So what is the status of the particular voter, whether the voter has given the vote or not? So let me check, because he's saying that, boss, I have not given the vote, but somebody has given my vote. So how we can cross verify? So we can cross verify via this way. And let me just go back here and just give the value. Voter, you can see that authorize, yes, voting is done, and nothing is there, like when the voting has not given as of now. So that is the information I am having here. So what happened? This is the implementation we have done here. The same implementation Election Commission can do with the mobile application as well. So if somebody in the Dubai, so he will open that blockchain based voting application. So automatically the camera will on, location will be on. Location will be cross-checked with the immigration department whether really you're in the Dubai or not. Suppose somebody is saying that I am in the Dubai, I want to give the vote. So they can check with the Election Commission database, and they can check with the Aadhaar database. So all these link is coming automatically. So once they will verify, you can give the vote. And once you give a vote, you will get one email in the return. In the email is saying that you have given the vote to this date, this time, to this party. And this is the evidence of it. Evidence means certificate. Like your voting is done and you got this certificate that your voting is going to the right person. Something in that way. And here in India, the election commission, they will get, the count automatically. Like, your voting is done and the candidate one, he got a +1. But from which location, from which user, that is the hidden, nobody can identify. Other user, from which location, nobody can track. So this is the meaning we have. So 1 minute. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Sorry for that. Okay. So now here the user can give the vote and he or she will get the acknowledgement that your voting is done for the particular user. And this is the evidence. And in India, the election commission, they will get the information that the voting is done, but from where the vote is coming and who's the user, everything will be hidden mode. Everything will be in the hidden mode in the blockchain network. And the candidate, he will get +1 automatically, +1, +2, +3, +4. The meaning is that counting is happening automatically here. So let me give the vote here. So now I'm into the 173, but suppose I wanted to give a vote and I'm in Dubai, and this is my physical address 2 dB. So I need to be changed 2 dB from there. So let me go back here and here I need to be changed that 2 dB because 2 dB is authorized to give the vote. Suppose he wanted to give a vote to BJP. Okay, so the voting, this is the pattern here. Simply he will type 0 and click on the vote. You can see that the voting is done for BJP. The voting is done for the BJP here. So here the 0, yeah, it's called 0. Now we can check the calculation for BJP. So if I type here the 0 here, candidate, so BJP count is 1. BJP count is 1. Okay. So that is the one thing we are having here, and here we can get the information or we can track everything. Count for the BJP is 1. So even you can check that after the vote, if I'm going for the cross check, this will also store into the blockchain, like what actually I have done with my database. So everything is coming in the back. This voting is done. Like suppose 2dB is saying that I have done my voting. Can I give my vote again? So suppose he wanted to, or he wanted to give a vote to Congress again. So 1, when he click on the vote button, no, he cannot give the vote. The meaning is that your voting is already done. Your value already sent into the blockchain network. And as per the smart contract, one user can give the vote only one time. Okay, so you cannot give a vote. That is the meaning we have. So this is what I have done for 2dB. Let me go for 2 to 5. 2 to 5 is the second user. So let me click here 2 to 5, 2 to 5, 2 to 5. Where is that? 2 to 5. Yeah, 2 to 5 is this one. So like suppose 2 to 5 wanted to give a vote to Congress. So simply he will type the 1. 1 already we have. Let me type the 1 here and just click on the vote. Done. Voting is done. Now let me check the count again for all the party. So if I check for the BJP, we have 1 here because only 1 voting is done. For the Congress, we have 1. Congress, we have 1. What about Aam Aadmi Party? So Aam Aadmi Party having a 0 count here. Yeah, this is what we have seen that. So total vote, we can check here the total vote. Total vote, we have done the 2 voting. The third one I am having call 82C1. So let me just go back here, 82C1, 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 this one. Okay, now suppose he wanted to give a vote again to the BJP or Congress, and like suppose Congress. So simply he will type the 1, and once he given the vote 1, the vote is going to the Congress. But now here we can check the value again. So when he type the 0, you can see that BJP count is only 1. But Congress count we have 2. So if I type it 1 here, Congress is that 2. And what about the Aam Aadmi Party? So 0 vote here. This is the meaning we have. And get total number of candidate, we have 3. And total votes, we have done the 3. Now suppose any of the user who is not authorized into the blockchain, like suppose if I will take user call 53. 53 is not authorized in blockchain. 53, no. 53 is not authorized. And the 53 user wanted to give a vote. Okay, so he's saying that, shall I give the vote to BJP again? So like, once you click on the BJP and just click on the vote. So we got an error that no, because you don't have a permission to give the vote. You're not authorized from the blockchain admin. So you cannot give the vote again. So that is the meaning we have. So in this way, the user can give the vote and we can cross verify everything automatically. Here we can check that your voting is done or not. So let me just check the 2 to 5 and let me check whether the voting is done or not. This is called the cross validation. So this information is available into the blockchain. So the user can check anytime. So this user, the authorized yes, the voting is yes. He has given the vote to one. One means Congress. So this is applicable only for the user side. This is only for the user side. Okay. And for the candidate, he will get all the counting automatically. Count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the counting automatically. And from the election commission, all the information can be stored either physically, either virtually. So the calculation is going to be happen automatically. So that is the meaning we have. So this is what we have done. And I told you one more problem statement is that, whenever we have a voting, so the user think that why should I give my vote? Because I'm not getting any benefit or anything. So the thing is that whenever the election commission is going to be implement blockchain based e-voting system, probably they can reduce some costing like, some costing into this advertisement, some costing into the physical activity, because they are going with the virtual activity. So probably they can give some reward point to the user. So reward point with the part of cryptocurrency. You can assume that that time we have rupiah as a cryptocurrency. So once you given the vote, you will get 100 rupees. You will get 100 rupees as a reward point, but you cannot go for in cashing of 100 rupees. For 100 rupees, you will get one token, and you can just show that token to the particular shop. Then you can get the item. So if you remember that few days back, Modi ji has launched EUPI. So EUPI is the same thing. In a EUPI, you will get one token. Like suppose whenever the government is giving some amount to the farmer, so they will not give a direct cash. They will share the code, and whenever the farmer will show that code to the bank or respected this agent, then the transaction can be happen here. So these are the level of securities they will implement it with the blockchain model here. So this is the one example for e-voting. So basis on that, we can perform any application. So if you wanted to perform any application for supply chain management, so I told you the example called this DMart example. So simply you can deploy the front end with any other programming, and you can do with the back end of the Solidity, or you can go for anything for digital degree certification. So whenever the student will complete all the degree. Now what happened in this COVID-19 period, like we are having so many webinars, so many FDPs, and everything is free. So the people simply they will enroll and they will get the certificate. So now here can we track something with the blockchain? So you will not get any physical certificate. So probably AICT will make one blockchain based registration. And once you do the registration from yourself, and once you complete the hour, they can track the activities of your laptop as well, with the help of some AI based application. And if they feel that you're giving complete concentration or you're giving answer of all the questions or their involvement, yeah, so your participation, basis on that, the certification can be released on the blockchain. So if you wanted to show them something that I did these webinar or this FDP or this workshop, so no need to display any physical certificate. You can show them the show them this public key, because in a blockchain we can generate two types of key: public key as well as the private key. So the private key is for you if you want to update anything, but public key for everybody. So this is the example we can do that. Let me share one more example here, which already I have implemented recently in Bangladesh. So in Bangladesh, they are having something called Reserve Bank of Bangladesh, like we have the Reserve Bank of India. So in India, also we are having a same problem called KYC. KYC means know your customer. So like suppose I'm having my account in ICICI Bank. So I have given all the documentation like Aadhaar card, voter card, everything. But if I'm going for new scheme to the bank, again, they will ask submit your Aadhaar card, submit your document, your photograph. So the question is that why they are asking the same documentation again and again. Apart from this, suppose you took a loan from one bank, and if you're going to other bank for the other loan, so probably you will get a loan. But nowadays they have some connectivity with the PAN card and Aadhaar card, so it's very difficult. But somehow we are having some loophole in the between, so you can get multiple benefit from the bank. So now here, can we go for centralized KYC? Can we go for eKYC? So in the Bangladesh, what happened? They are having so many banks, and only one bank is there who will control all the bank called Bangladesh RBI, Central Bank of Bangladesh. So what happened? Once any bank took the KYC document from any customer, so they will update the KYC document into the blockchain network, because all the bank will be the part of blockchain network. So no need to go for taking all the information again and again. So once you submit your information once, second time, all the bank having a device, simply they will scan your retina, and from the retina they will get all the information about yourself into the screen. So simply they can take the printout or they can do the further operations. So that is what is happening with the blockchain. So what is the benefit here? Like, individual bank cannot change the KYC. Like suppose they wanted to update the PAN number or mobile number or Aadhaar number. No, they can't do that, because other banks also the part of in the blockchain network. So then other bank will cross verify that, oh, this person having the same number. Once they will give a permission, or once all the node will be approved about the transaction, then only the transaction can be happen into the blockchain network here. So that is what we can do that with the help of these blockchain-based application for eKYC. Yeah. Apart from this, let me share you one more example called this LOC. LOC means letter of credits. So LOC, probably I'm having here the LOC in the finance. Actually, it's coming. LOC. No, it's not here. Okay, let me show you about the LOC. LOC, the meaning is that, like, suppose we are having one production plant in China and one company from India, they are the dealer for that. So from India, whenever they are giving order to the company which is located in the China, so probably they are going with the LOC, letter of credit. So where we have a contract, so involving bank from India, involving bank from the China. So like, we are sending one contract. Once they approve, they will give the item to us. Sometimes what happened, whenever they deliver the item, so we can create the problem like, your item is not good, the quality is not good, we will not pay the money. Then again, so many dispute will come from the government side. So like here, all the bank, they are coming for, this centralized or the blockchain based letter of credits. So there is no physical document. So whatever approval will come, so this can be approved from both the bank, from both the party. And after that, nobody can change the condition. So whatever conditions you have approved, so accordingly, you need to pay the money. This is what the meaning we have. So very similar example, if I will talk about from Indian culture, we are having this flat and all, like RERA. We are having this, this civil construction area, like, so like, normally what happened, this the flat owner, or I can say that construction company, they are giving so many commitment to the user. But normally they will not fulfill all these commitments. So because of that, we got a RERA. So means the company should take the RERA number, and then only they can sell the property in the market. So because we believe on the RERA, but again, the problem is that in the RERA, all the things are going in the manual process. There is no automation. So of course, we have chances that the fraud activity, so very soon the RERA will come with the blockchain network. So whatever commitment the considered company will do to the user, and if they will not fulfill the commitment, then they have to pay some penalty. So in this case, the construction company, the government, RERA, and multiple admin parties, they will be the part in the blockchain network. So here they can implement of all these things. Yeah, that is a one example we have. One more example recently, like we have proposed for African countries. So in African countries, the malaria is a very common disease. When you talk about Kenya, Tanzania, Nairobi, Uganda, Mozambique, all these countries having a very common problem called the malaria. So, the many of the pharmaceutical company, they will supply a medicine to these countries, and they are saying that this medicine is for the malaria, So, but again, what happened, because of the profit, because of the commission, they will supply the wrong medicine. So what is the result? Patient might be died. So whenever the patient has given feedback to the government, so in between the middleman, they remove the feedback, or they can change the feedback, or they're giving some other activities as well. So because of that, IBM, with the collaboration of Kenya government, they are coming with the counterfeit drug. So they are saying that whenever any medicine is coming to the government boundary, so automatically we can check the QR code, and from the QR code we can say that whether this medicine is real or not. And whenever the doctor has given the medicine to the patient, so the doctor, patient, government, and the courier company and the pharmaceutical companies, they will be the part of one blockchain network. So everybody will get the information automatically into the blockchain. So government should know that what is the real-time status of the feedback, and the patient will be happy because whatever feedback he or she is given, that is going with the right person. This is the something called the counterfeit drug operations, or I can say that blockchain in the healthcare. Same example you can make it for COVID-19 distribution. So in the lockdown period, when we have in the peak of for this COVID-19, so many medicine having a shortage in the market, or the price will be higher, the price will be lower side, but there is no controlling body. So if they can process these information via the blockchain, probably we can get more clear output here. That is the one example we have into the healthcare. Uh, let me share one more last example to you in the blockchain, which is very common in our day-to-day market. So if I talk about, like, suppose I want to purchase a car. So we have Hyundai showroom, we are having Nexa, we have Maruti, we have multiple showroom in the market. So initially, whenever we are going to the showroom and whenever we have done all these dealings, so I will pay the money by a cash. So they will give me car to me. After that, I have to wait for 1 month to get my number plate. Yeah. And after that, if I'm selling my car to other company or other user, probably he will demand about the previous document. And sometimes we lose the document, we don't have a document. So we have so many issues in that case. So very soon the Nexa is coming with the blockchain based model. So they are saying that they will develop one blockchain network for all these automobile companies. So in that case, Nexa is the one node, then showroom owner is the one node, customer is the one node, RTO is the one node, and insurance company is the one node. So initially, once they will hand over a car to me, so I can check that the information about the plant, who developed my car, yeah, I can check the information about the owner, showroom, all the information blockchain network. So here only the pricing will be confidential, because probably the company is selling the car in a different price to the showroom owner and they are selling in a different price to me. So here they can use the private blockchain layer. Okay. And after that, automatically the information will goes to the RTO. Immediately they can release number plate to me, and automatically the information is going for insurance companies. So it will not take much more time. So on the same day, all the things can be worked. After that, if I'm selling my car to the third party or any other user, so simply I need to be give my public key. So like that is a public key for my blockchain network. Simply he will type the public key and he or she will get all the information about my car or about the history of car automatically. So that is the example we are having here into the automobile sector. Yeah. So we have many more example into the blockchain, and we have many more companies and they are working very hard about the blockchain network. So of course I'm saying that blockchain is the future in the market, like we have the AI, but blockchain is nothing but the AI only, so there is not major difference. So if you know the hash key, if you know classification, if you know regression, if you know principal component analysis, if you know market basket analysis, then blockchain is nothing for you. So only we have to go for secure database or secure data connection with the more transparency. So you can do multiple implementation in the research or in your PhD as well, because many universities they are offering this blockchain PhD in the blockchain or PhD in cyber securities. Apart from this, you can develop your own application. So before going for the blockchain, always analyze that what is the problem we are facing. So like we cannot use the blockchain everywhere. Like I cannot use the blockchain in kitchen because there is no use. So I can use the blockchain where the data is more sensitive. I can use the blockchain in a place where I feel that security and transparency is required, where we are having some lagging in the security or lagging in the transparency. So this is what we are having in overall of the blockchain. So in the session, I have covered the few use cases of blockchain in a different sector. And we have seen the example of addition of two number with solidity for basic understandability. And second one, we covered the e-voting example with the help of solidity. Same example you can perform with other programming or with other tool as well. So in the future, if you need any help, you can write an email to the concerned department or ma'am, and probably I will help you with that channel. Yeah. So thank you so much, everybody. So over to you. You can ask any question if you have any doubt, any concern, any clarification. I'm happy to give you the answer of your question. Now over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. It was really comprehensive, and you have very clearly demonstrated every application. So it will be a little bit difficult to cope up with this small amount of time, but yes, we are having your recording, and as it was a continuous series of 6 days, so definitely we will be exploring it later on also for enhancing our subject.
Sure,
any queries? Any questions, any discussions from the faculty participants? You can either put it in the chat box or you can raise hand. We'll unmute you.
Yeah, so I got a question.
Yes.
What challenges for the implementation of KYC, Reserve Bank of Bangladesh? Yeah. See, the challenge is that, this the digital transformation, because they don't have that much of facilities. When we talk about the scanning of the retina, so we need a device like thumb gun, like, temperature gun. So that is the one issues we were faces, but they have a contract with a different electronics company, and they're offering this solution here. And the second one is that, the training or the knowledge transfer. Because see, simply as per the developer, I can develop the application, I can give my application to the team. But after that, the implementation is the bigger challenge for them, So for the implementation side, they are doing some contract with the electronics company for developing the retina scanning machine. Apart from this, they are trying to build a data center for the data storage. So these are the challenges from their side. Apart from blockchain side, there is no problem. Of course, that is very much useful when you talk about the PhD purpose, because see, always we have to be look what is happening in the market. Orchid or always market is rapidly growing up. So like you can remember that few years back we had a market for machine learning, but now we have market for deep learning. A few days back, we have market for cyber securities, but now we have a blockchain. So blockchain is leading the market in the future. So I'm not saying blockchain. Always I'm saying that industry 4.0. If you know this keyword, because industry 4.0, the meaning is that how we can use emerging concept in this current project. So of course that is very much useful in the PhD as well. So if you want to write any thesis on blockchain based application or anything, always take a domain. Find out what is the problem we are having, or can we resolve that problem with the blockchain. So hopefully you can do something good on that. So if you need my help regarding the topic and all, I will help you. I'm having many more problem statement which I'm getting from my clients. So you can work on it, and you can submit your PhD to your concerned department. Yeah. So we have the very good scope in the way. Yeah. So any other questions? Yeah, so I hope all clear to everybody. Yeah, yes. So thank you so much for joining the session. So madam, over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for sparing your time, and it was really a wonderful session. And we hope that day 5 has started with a lot of stuff with you. And once again, on behalf of LNCT MCA, I'm thankful for sharing your time with us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Right. Good morning to one and all present here. I'd like to welcome all faculty participants and our day 5 session 2 eminent speaker, Mr. Raj Kapoor, who is founder of India Blockchain Alliance. On behalf of LNCT MCA, I welcome and very much thankful to you, sir, for sparing your time. Let me introduce you to the gathering and then you can start your session. Mr. Raj Kapoor is founder of India Blockchain Alliance, Chief Blockchain Advisor, Floex Top Blockchain Leader, International Keynote Speaker, FinTech and DeFi aficionado, Startup Mentor, Corporate Advisor, and Student Mentor. We are really delighted to have the eminent speaker like you and such a senior fellow with we all teachers in this teachers training program of blockchain technology and its applications. He is an advisory board member at several blockchain companies and the founder and chairman of India Blockchain Alliance, the largest Indian emerging technology tech think tank. He is an accomplished tech innovation professional, Drupal web application developer, blockchain and cryptocurrency educator, certified Bitcoin professional, blockchain solution architect, community organizer, and friend of disruptive ideas. He is pro-tem chairman for Organization of Blockchain Technology Users, that is OBTU. He is also Asia Lead Technology and Innovation at Blockspace Technologies Limited and advisor of Tech Build Innovation Partners. He has helped to organize India's biggest blockchain and cryptocurrency events across major cities, as well as several international seminars and conferences over the globe. He is regular speak in tech events in India, Africa, Malaysia, and Canada. And besides blockchain, he is also skilled in AI, robotics, cybersecurity, IoT, and cloud computing. He was selected this year as a top cryptocurrency and blockchain influencer by Asian Market Cap. So we are really delighted and honored to have you, sir, with us. And over to you, sir. Okay, just a minute, faculty participants. I think there is some technical issue. We'll be joining soon.
So sorry, I dropped off for a minute because the electricity went off and I'm back now again.
Yeah, it's all right, sir. Right, thanks.
Well, I'm sure you've done your introduction. I'm so happy to be with you all. Thank you for having me here. And I think today's topic is very relevant, you know. There is a big reason for that. The relevance is because blockchain, as it is a very, very young technology, it's not an old technology. It's just been around for the last 8-10 years. And the enterprise level, it's been there hardly 5-6 years. So it's a wonderful opportunity to learn. And let me tell you one thing. When you talk about the future of blockchain, let me take you to the past of blockchain for a moment. I got into the blockchain space now in December. It will become 11 years now. So that makes me very old in blockchain. That's fine. In my community, they call me grandfather of blockchain because I've been with it for a very long time. So I said, doesn't matter, that's a good name. More important, when I went back in 2010, end of 2010, I realized one thing. I'm getting into a very new space. Everybody said, you're a stupid fool to get into blockchain because there's no future, including people like Bill Gates, including organizations like JP Morgan in those days. Told me, listen guys, not going anywhere. Bill Gates was anti-blockchain for years. JP Morgan called it a scam. And today, Bill Gates uses it extensively. JP Morgan has one of the largest crypto holdings in the world. It means what? There has been a huge churn over the years. Today, I'll attempt to make you share with you what's going to happen in the future. We've done a lot of things in the past, but this is going to be a future, the next 10 years. The speed, the acceleration of this will be tremendous and worth actually getting into, because in India, for example, I attend a lot of conferences. I'm invited here and there. Most people might hear talking about blockchain have not much of a clue what blockchain is, simply because, not their fault, they have entered at various levels in the blockchain journey. Some have entered 3rd floor, some have entered 6th floor, some 12th floor. They see it from their point of view. We must try and understand blockchain from a more holistic perspective, from a perspective of an integrated concept rather than in silos. Somebody will talk about decentralization, somebody talks about something else, somebody swap, some crypto, all sorts of things. We'll try and see how we can make some sense of it. More important, what's in the future, because it's a great thing to get educated in 4 or 5 days and understand it in perspective. But if you really got to understand blockchain, we got to be with it for life. I've been with it for 10 years and I still learn every day. So it's a learning for me, it's a learning for us. Let's have a look and let's learn together. Let's have a look at some sessions together. My session today is going to focus on what I think is going to be the impact of blockchain over the next 10 years. And that's very essential. The first 10 years have been massively fantastic. They have been super. There has been a lot of churn, a lot of challenges. Now it's going to be expedited. And because of that, we'll understand where we stand in the blockchain world today. I start now with my presentation on the role of technology is one, and more important, the future of blockchain. This is what my electricity went off and come back now, so I'll start again. I'll share my screen and we're back to Jack Ma. Yeah, we were talking about Jack Ma when the lights went off. Coming back, Jack Ma says blockchain technology will be a very critical technology for the future development of the world. And he's not talking about
bandwidth is low at your end.
in Goa, and sometimes the electricity is going on and off, So sorry for that. So here's another one, Dr. Ben Goetzel. He's become a blockchain convert as well. The business world of the future, 10 years from now, is going to run on smart contracts, strong encryption, and peer-to-peer peer-to-peer consensus mechanism. So the core technologies underlying blockchain are going to pervade everything, just like the internet has. We can all see the revolution in 1995 was the internet. The new revolution is blockchain. And apart from others, we have Elon Musk, and more important, I love this, when Ian Khan, he's a great author, technology futurist, he says, as revolutionary as it sounds, blockchain truly is a mechanism to bring everyone to the highest degree of accountability. And we know that because of the pillars of blockchain, which are immutability, decentralization, and transparency. Therefore, this is very old. There we go. We should put the electricity on the blockchain. We won't face these issues. Anyways, I'm so sorry that the lights are going on and off here in this city, but here, I hope they don't go off now. Let's come back. Gartner, as I told you, said $3.1 trillion is going to be the blockchain market by 2030. 2030, well, India is not yet a $3 trillion economy. And here is a technology which is going to get into that space. That's a big space. That's a big space now. We all have to be ready. That's an opportunity. So that's going to be growing, yes. And that's the second impact, bringing us to the second impact. What happened after COVID? COVID actually put a lot of things on the back burner. It completely changed business models. One of the things which it impacted positively, COVID has not been a positive thing for anyone, but the impact of it was positive on the blockchain space. 90% of blockchain projects become replaceable. Now, you might say, how is that a good impact? Well, the good impact is because right now, a lot of blockchain projects are not actually blockchain projects. They don't have key fundamentals of blockchains like tokenization built inside or smart contracts, and some of them don't even have the decentralized aspect of it completely mapped. That COVID brought about again, because we can't go to offices, we can't meet people, lots of things have to be done online, and therefore a lot of gaps were identified in the blockchain systems being put up, and all these factors are going to be built into the new blockchains of the future. And I'm not talking about blockchains, like the Bitcoin, etc. Talking about blockchains at the enterprise level. Now, day-to-day business will grow with that. A third impact, digital transformation is no longer going to be a choice. It's going to be essential. It's made transformation stronger, and blockchain technologies will make the most transformative and dramatic changes in the way business functions during the next few years. Most industries are now looking at blockchain as a tool to become all more digital. Another one of the reasons is blockchain works with every other technology. Blockchain works with artificial intelligence, it works with cloud, it works with cybersecurity, it works with Internet of Things. Well, it works with every one of them. It doesn't replace. Therefore, the digital transformation process is one of the market leaders. Dr. Megha, is this better now? Am I audible?
Yes, perfect now. Yes.
I apologize to everybody. I'm just facing network issues, which is completely out of my control.
Yeah, no issues, sir. Right.
Thank you.
Please continue.
Right, thank you. So I said one of the major impacts would be 30% of projects will make it into actual production. It's really sad that the lights are going on and off, and off. In 21st century country anyways. That's terrible anyways. I'm sorry for all the interruptions. So I hope I'm audible now again, Dr. Megha. Hello,
Yes, sir.
am I audible,
Yes, sir.
guys?
Yeah,
Friends,
yeah.
am I
Now
audible?
it's better. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. But I can't. But anyways, enterprise use. Everything is online now. Private opportunity. It's very sad. I hope we managed to go through the session without more disturbances. In India, for example, I personally am working with 16 different corporates of creating their private blockchains in edtech companies. That's India. Globally, almost all good businesses are moving on to the blockchain, private businesses. China is going to make a very fast progress. Now, we may have heard that the Chinese government has had a crackdown on that is only the cryptocurrency. We are talking blockchain. First of all, one of the reasons is they're coming out with their own digital yuan, their own currency, and more All right. This is the most miserable network I've seen in my life, but here we are back again.
Right. Okay, sir.
I'm really sorry. This is
No,
great.
it's all right, sir. It all happens during.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I'm very sorry. We try and make it up some other time anyway. So that's one. I'll go a little fast so that in case the lights last as long as they can. Impact 7 is the banking and financial sector will further dominate the market. We already know that the first major impact of blockchain has been in the financial sector. As of now, over 30% of the blockchain usage is in the financial sector, BFSI sector, so we speak. But now it's even going to be not only more, it's going to be faster, it's going to be real time. Now, we all know over the last year or so, 7 Indian banks have moved on to the blockchain. JP Morgan has a blockchain and they moved on to that blockchain. They moved the debt settlement system, not the entire banking services. And very recently, as recent as 2 or 3 months back, State Bank of India also moved on to the blockchain. What does this mean? Banks are adopting blockchain. They are testing the waters, and then before they get into their own blockchains, they will have already experienced the beautiful value and benefits of blockchain. So the banking sector everywhere is moving on the blockchain. India is not far behind. Mumbai, where I stay, is a financial capital. I see every day, I do at least 10 training sessions my teams do in different banks, training them on aspects of blockchain and fintech. Fintech is a subset of blockchain, we can say. More important, it's the technology which is really hot right now. Everywhere I see, every bank, every institution wants fintech professionals. And that's a great move in the blockchain space. Another very major impact going to happen over the next few months and years. Not months, some of them are coming up soon. Yes, some will take years, but national currencies will appear. We have Russia already has declared a crypto ruble. China is talking about the digital yuan. India too, the Reserve Bank is exploring the idea of a digital rupee. For example, in Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwe dollar has suffered an inflation of 500 billion percentage. It's worth nothing. They're coming out with their own cryptocurrencies so that there becomes more stability and it is not linked to the dollar anymore after that. That's for within the nation, it's going to bring up the nation. And by 2030, well, most governments around the world will create or adopt some form of virtual currency. Well, a lot of them will have their own. Some of the smaller ones will adopt another country's currency. Just like we have a common euro, some of them will come onto the common platform as well. Another integration, blockchain integration with government agencies. This is a massive impact. Governments are now exploring blockchain in a very big way. The government of India too, in 2021 January, took out the national roadmap for blockchain. Earlier, they had taken out a blockchain strategy in 2020. That was the Niti Aayog had taken out, and this time it is the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. They have taken it out. So consequently, what happens? Countries like Estonia, they are completely on the blockchain at the government level. All public services in Estonia, all have access to what is known as X-Road, a ledger that contains information. It's like the digital identity. Dubai, by the way, has become the world's first blockchain city. I've just, along with my teams, we finished a very large project in Dubai, wherein we created their entire police department should actually be on the well, this is like a hide and seek. So Bengal is actually putting in, and government agencies are happening at the government level on blockchain technologies. The leaders are Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Kerala, and even Maharashtra, but there are a lot of projects going on in 14 different countries, states of India. That's a big, big movement because everything has happened over the last 3 years. Oh, this is a great one. The 10th impact. Blockchain experts will be in very high demand. Well, I can speak for myself. Yes, people consider me an expert. So, well, in a day, when I used to have 3 or 4 meetings about 2 years back, now I have about a dozen meetings right from 8 a.m. in the morning till 8 p.m. at night. Well, it's a fantastic space to be right now and for the next few years anyways. So we are in high demand, yes, but not only me, the developers, solution architects, project managers, all are in huge demand from a job perspective. So while the technology is new, there is a limited number of engineers. Now, for example, NASSCOM had taken out a report in 2019-20, and they said globally, there are only 60 to 80,000 skilled resources who are industry ready. Now, of those, about 2.5 million are in software in India, 5,000 to 10,000 in India. That's nothing. India is a superpower as far as technology is concerned. We have about 10,000 professionals. That's it. Now, that's the requirement. There's a huge demand. Now, you can have a look at this. Computer World India came out with these statistics, and they said, well, the engineers, for example, blockchain engineer, last year to this year, the demand grew by 517%. Well, it's very big. It is not to say that other engineers are not in demand. They are in demand. However, blockchain engineers, major demand, very big demand, and it's not slowing down. There has been a 400% growth in jobs. There has been a huge growth for the consulting space, huge growth for project managers. Impact 11, I would say, is blockchain meets the Internet of Things. One of the major impacts of blockchain would be with another technology called the Internet of Things. Most of them are, most IoT companies, like even Samsung is basically based its entire business on IoT. All these smart systems, smart circuits, smart appliances, smart homes, all of them work on the IoTs. And they are now, 23% of them will enable them by 2022. 5 years back, not a single one was on the blockchain. And now 23% of them by next year will be on blockchain. It's scalable, it secures data. I mean, IoT is nothing else but a lot of data generated. It needs to be calibrated all the time so that we can do proper modeling. So blockchain will keep immutable records of all interactions between devices. And that's critical because for further research and development, we need to have accurate data, and accuracy of data in IoT is very, very important. Now, IoT is just one. Blockchain works with others. Cybersecurity will ensure a better product line with blockchain. There have been a lot of cyber thefts, cyber attacks, LinkedIn, MobiKwik, Domino's, you name them, Air India, all recent last 3 months, all these have been hacked. So much so that yesterday, even Accenture, one of the top companies in global giants, got hacked. Well, cybersecurity is now working closely with, as we say, blockchain to make better solutions. And the biggest game changer would be blockchain with artificial intelligence. Once we have actually created a course on that now. I've created a whole paper on how blockchain and AI are working. And once this happens, it's already a lot of pilots are going on, but once it becomes mainstream, it's going to be the biggest game changer where blockchain works with other technologies. Another very major impact, smart contracts and law integration. Smart contracts, for those of us who know and those of us who are not very aware of smart contracts, are a very specific blockchain characteristic or a feature. What do smart contracts do? They're basically contracts written in code which are self-executing. They do not need interventions of anybody to carry out what's written in them. But there is a little downside here. In other contracts, legal contracts, they are bound by legal frameworks, law of certain states or countries or bodies. However, smart contracts have no regulation. So over a period of time, law integration is going to come into smart contracts because there will be disputes, there will be issues, and smart contracts will have to be governed either by an independent body or existing compliance bodies. This is going to be integrated. Smart contracts are not going anywhere. They are the future. Last night, I was speaking at an event in the United States, and smart contract developers are in such high demand out there. They are paying them anything between $150,000 to $180,000 and not getting enough people. So I told them, I'm developing a whole bunch of smart contract developers in India. So they were actually so happy because they said, we need them. We don't get them. As we know, globally, 70 or 80,000 people exist in this space. It's a young technology, therefore, very few people right now. It's a demand and supply. But bottom line, smart contracts are a key feature of blockchain, and lots of people will be required now. So those 12 impacts which I showed you would be over the next couple of years. Taking a leaf out of that and a step further, I will tell you some impact predictions of 2030. We will do this at a broad macro level. At a macro level, I'll explain to you what are the impact predictions of 2030, next 10 years. Some could happen in 2 years, some could happen in 3, 5, whatever. But over the next decade, which is going to be the decade of blockchain, here are some predictions. By 2030, there'll be a lot of trillion-dollar protocols. Companies, trillion-dollar companies are what? Apple, the Amazons, Alibaba, all these are trillion-dollar companies, many more. As we also know, these are companies which actually got born because of the internet, correct? Now, these trillion-dollar companies are going to be not only there, they're going to be many, many more because of the tokenization aspect of blockchain. So, trillion-dollar companies will metamorphose into trillion-dollar token companies. You know, right now, blockchain, I'll just give you the highlights here. Blockchain dramatically is reducing the cost of transactions. Now, I don't need to, if I have to deal with different countries and different rules and regulations, well, it can be done. It's being done. Different banks, different systems, lots of things happening. So what's not happening? What's not happening is the ease of business. To make it easy, when everything's on the blockchain, it's going to reduce the cost of transactions because we're going to have tokens now. You can exchange tokens. You don't need to have currency conversions, loss of currency rates, a lot of things. We can have that discussion some other day. But bottom line is, with the tokenization of an economy, you can bring down costs and, more important, change the equations and have frictionless flows of tokens instead of having a dollar-rupee conflict or a dollar-pound conflict or a euro-pound conflict. There are a lot of things. It's going to be frictionless. This brings it to an even platform. What it means that in future, trillion-dollar firms are going to be replaced by trillion-dollar tokens. Tokens that support a decentralized ecosystem of entities and together fulfill the role of a mega corporation. Companies will be able to accelerate their businesses faster. There'll be more trillion-dollar economies. And that's going to be the future because there'll be more flexibility transparency and immutability of data, which will enable faster growth. We are on the dawn of the era, and there'll be $1 trillion tokens 10 years. There'll be more $1 trillion firms. It means more business, better economies, better money flow. Second, and very, very important, a blockchain identity for all. By 2030, self-sovereign blockchain-based standards will be emerged for individuals as well as physical and virtual assets. Let's take a very simple example right now. We talk about the Aadhaar card, we talk about the PAN card, we have a social security card, we have a passport, election card, driving license, so many. Each of them work in silos. They're all independent of each other. Why? That's not going to be the case of the future. There is going to be a single blockchain identity for all. Well, if we all know, email was a killer app for the internet, identity solutions will be the killer app for blockchain. Right now, as we know, everyone works separately. All these agencies work separately, all want different documents to make your documents, etc. Some want biometrics, some don't want biometrics, some want proof of birth, some don't need that, all lots of things happening. But anyways, that's fine. That's how it was. It worked well, but it's going to become better. We're going to have decentralized blockchain, decentralizes data collection. It cross-verifies the data. Why PAN cards, no fake passports, no fake identity documents. Right now, plenty of them. Imagine the impact. Imagine the impact even from a perspective of people looking for getting the subsidies. You know, even from a terrorist angle for that matter, we know that they get hold of all sorts of different IDs. This is good. It's even going to bring about sorry again. Yeah, thank you. Right. Sorry again for the internet. That's the Airtel internet, I believe. Okay, so let's, for example, there is a matrimonial site. 1/3 of the profiles are fake. A single one. And that's going to be the beauty of blockchain. I'm working on a project on this, and it's really exciting. We are working on in Africa. Hopefully, we've submitted a proposal to the government of India to roll it out in small blocks. Otherwise, your Aadhaar card, your PAN card, your phone numbers, your bank details are with more than 600,000 marketing agencies in India right now. And all the calls which you get, oh, sir, you want a loan, you want a card, you're pre-approved, all that stuff, all that will stop once it's on the blockchain. All the KYC scams happening right now, which we read about on a daily basis, all gonna stop. You're gonna use them in government records, CIBIL scores, what we call them. Everything today can be manipulated. Everything. Certification. You can issue a certification from your university
India is a white ink economy. Somebody can take out a Xerox, put white ink, change the mark sheets. It's terrible, but that's how it is. Well, and the best part, it'll get notarized also. So all these will be eliminated, and India will emerge as a stronger nation for having credible documentation. You know, healthcare records, tax identification records. We've just finished 6 months back a huge project in Mumbai, Thane, where we put all property taxes on the blockchain. We are working with a couple of governments on putting land titling on the blockchain. This will bring down the different conflicts in courts on ownership issues. Employment records are on the blockchain, so verifiable employability is going to be a thing of the future now on blockchain. Then we have emergence of virtual assets. We all know physical assets. We all have gold, right? We have some sort of gold. Blockchain-based gold, based on exchanges, is coming in India. Yes. In the next few months, you will find is a digital gold company. They sell fractionalized digital gold. It's not physical, but they are backed by the bullion companies or the bullion exchanges, yes. And you can have and stock as much as you like in a digital format. You can invest in that. And you also may have heard of late, digital assets like digital paintings, digital collectibles are all on the NFT, that is a non-fungible token. That is a blockchain, very strong emerging sector in blockchain, the NFT. I won't talk about NFTs too much, but basically NFTs are collectibles where people collect whether digital paintings or assets or physical paintings backed on the blockchain to prove their authenticity, genuinity, and more important, ownership, their provenance. That's NFT. The biggest NFT recently, one of the ones we may have heard of, is Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter. He sold his first tweet for $2.9 billion. It's just a tweet. It's just a few lines, but it was on the blockchain. So now the owner of that owns that. He can sell it, and the ownership automatically changes for smart contracts, and it keeps on going on and on. But bottom line is the original owners and the owner always has his name on it. Today is a real hide and seek day. This is my first time in so many years.
Sometimes, yeah, we are helpless.
Yeah, very sorry. Anyway, we're going to have a whole lot of world trade on a blockchain. As I said, Dubai has made a corridor where all imports, exports should be on the blockchain. Those who are not are putting their processes on a blockchain. Not only this, one of the most promising areas is the global supply chain. Walmart is a classical example for others to follow of how the advantages of blockchain can be applied on their supply chain, making their business process not only easier, more transparent, less bottlenecks, and removal of all third parties who don't need to be in the whole mix of things. Right now, it's pretty chaotic. It's going to change. 2030, I say by 2025, a lot of these processes will be on the blockchain. And you know what? The World Bank, the International Monetary Funds, all of them have actually told most countries where they lend money or they do projects that please put your systems on the blockchain before you need to get the next tranche of money. Why? Well, we know that now records then cannot be manipulated. They cannot be decorated beautifully by the big accountants. And more important, it reaches the right people. The monies which are being put are reaching the right people, whether it's for education, infrastructure, healthcare. So all these are going to go on the blockchain. You know, recently, counterfeit medicines, big problem. Blockchain solved that problem. Food supply chain in China was a very tragic case of adulterated infant formula. During the supply chain in the middle, somebody changed the baby formula for talcum powder. And that was fed to babies across China. A lot of kids died. They solved this problem by putting it on the blockchain with IoT sensors so that there can be no pilferage on the way, no changing and no swapping of containers or cases. Recently, fake Louis Vuitton handbags also. Well, there's a huge fake Nike, Adidas, all sorts of things in India, a lot of fake things, all this. Well, blockchain is stopping that because they're embedding blockchain-based certificates of origin on these documents. The gray market for counterfeit goods is also 8% of the equipment, medicine, masks, sanitizers are all fake. And 8% is very little, it's much more actually. That's documented. That's all going to be stopped with the blockchain, with being embedded. Lots of other examples, we can go at some other time. By 2030, another prediction. Blockchain is going to be used for good, for the good of people. Blockchain is going to be used. Most important, it's going to improve the world's standards of living. For example, blockchain has the potential to shrink the poverty gap. Many people ask me, how? Well, bringing them to be financially inclusive, reducing corruption, enabling a decentralized, honest process for trading value, creating assets. Financial inclusion is the most obvious benefit of cryptocurrencies. Anybody can own them, anybody can trade, anybody can do anything with them. That's just one. One no longer needs to rely on a centralized institution such as the government or a bank to give you permission to open an account. You can buy, sell Bitcoins in an open market and get actual value for it. A number of merchants in the world are now accepting cryptocurrencies. Today's news, live mint news today morning, in India, 90 merchants are accepting Bitcoins towards payments. That's right, live mint today, this morning, had carried this news, or yesterday evening or this morning, one of the two. By 2030, cryptocurrencies will serve as standard, similar to how the US dollar is accepted today. And this was asked at an event in the United States 2 years back to the gentleman called Kiyobasi, who was the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And when he was asked, do you think that the dollar will be there in 2040? He said, no. Do you think gold will be there? So he said, yes, that's traditional, it's going to be there. He says, what else do you think will be there in terms of value, asset value? So he says, blockchain. And that's coming true, not just in 2040, earlier. The dollar will soon be defunct. By 10 years, or 15 years, it'll be defunct. Okay, blockchain technology reduces corruption, and that's a good thing by creating transparency of all official records. Whether you're a farmer in India or a house owner in Africa, you are no longer going to be driven out of your land by corrupt officials Nobody can make duplicate set of your papers, your land documents. All right. We all know a lot of land, which is not supposed to be used for commercial land, has been nicely altered to suit rich business people in connivance with some government officials and the government. And forest land has been converted into commercial land. All sorts of things happening. This is going to get sorted. This itself will have such a financial implication. Property this is held but not legally recognized is 20 trillion right now. 20 trillion illegal property, people are fake property documents, etc. Uncertainty around these is a big problem. Blockchain will solve that. Finally, I won't tell you about the future of cryptocurrency, but what I will tell you just a minute, I'll show you a beautiful example of how blockchain has really worked. Give me that 1 second. I will share you a beautiful example. Stop this share. We learned about a lot of things and a lot of interruptions because of the internet. But one thing which we really need to see is how blockchain can actually come out and give us a solution for economies. One little example is what I'm going to show you now. And here it is. I will show you how blockchain is impacting. Now, it is impacting all whatever I've told you about digital inclusion, financial benefits, education, identity. All those things are going to be in this as what we have done in this project. Have a look at this. This is a project we created and we made for a community called the Rohingya community. The Rohingya community is spread across the world. Here it is. Have a look. All over. It's displaced. No one owns them. There are some Rohingyas in India. We have complaints. United Nations, along with some Rohingya leaders, in creating an economy for them, for making their lives better. And this is just an example. Similarly, is better and small example. Of course, there are many other challenges. Yes, we agree. But here's an actual working solution of how this is a community. Similarly, it can work in a district, it can work in a state, it can work in a city, it can work in a country. This is a small block of the whole thing. But what is it? It's a financial and social inclusion platform. It empowers the stateless, the people who don't have a state. Rohingyas don't have a state. By the way, in India too, we're discussing with a couple of communities on creating a similar platform. So what are we doing in that? We talked in the beginning as one of the trends as having everybody will be on a blockchain identity. There you go. The RID. So blockchain-based self-sovereign identity will give individuals their creating. Now, this is for one community. Tomorrow it will be done for the world. Then we've created what is known as the R coin, the Rohingya coin, a community crypto. It is not used outside the community. It's a community crypto based on a social intended device and to increase social volunteering spirits among Rohingyas. Now, with this coin, this is a currency. You can even encash the currency after a few years when it gets listed, but till then, it's a community coin. We also created a blockchain-based historical archive where all their documentation of the community reside. People can trace their origin, their country, etc., all from there. And an important thing, we created an R Academy. What is an R Academy? It's a training. There are a lot of people, a lot of universities, colleges, United Nations, all bringing in free courses or courses in exchange of the community R coin to make things happen. That's what it is. Their issue is, we know that now. The idea is to make the community grow. And this has been a classic example. I'm going to show you this little journey of what our coin has done. Well, let me just play this for you. whatever you're seeing here, digital identity, financial inclusion, is all what I've been speaking of, how it's impacting. So do have a look and enjoy the video for a couple of minutes. All on the blockchain, that digital identity, authentication, IP rights, KYC, notarization, e-voting, e-signature, all on the blockchain. That is for the identity bit. For financial inclusion, creating of digital assets, creating their R-coin, their e-wallets, e-commerce on this, exchanging. They have a walk-up board there, the crowdfunding, community token, microfinancing, all on the blockchain. And finally, even from a social upliftment, but the health services, there's an employment portal, there is insurance, educational services, and social welfare schemes, all on the blockchain. All blockchain, why? Secure, immutable, and trusted by all. So that, my friends, is how blockchain is going to be in the future. It's going to be with you, me, and everywhere. Every day when we test, in the morning when we get up and brush our teeth, the toothpaste will be on a supply chain, which will be on a blockchain. When you take an Uber, it's exactly what blockchain does. You just take blockchain for the, you just take the service, all the records of it will be on the blockchain. You come to an education institution, the degrees will be on the blockchain, will be issued on the blockchain. You can take a job, your employment history will be on the blockchain. You have kids, their birth records will be on the blockchain. The entire process mapping of the next generation would be on the blockchain. That, my friends, is the future of blockchain. Oh, thank you for having me here. And I probably, say anything. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask me any questions. Happy to help you guys on any questions if you need anything. And that's it from my side, Megha. So anything else?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry for the
really, yeah. For we teachers, it was a very good perspective of blockchain, because we are really not aware about all these facts. So really, it was a wonderful session. Any discussion, any question from the audience? Right, I'm very much thankful to you on behalf of LNCT MCA for sparing your valuable time with us. And it was great to have you in this teachers training program, which has given a different perspective to we academic people.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my pleasure. And please feel free anytime to reach out, anything in this space. I'm happy to address not only the teachers, the students, whoever's there, very happy to work with them, because blockchain is the future and we are all walking towards that. The future is where we walk towards, and that's the pathway. So thank you all.
And
Right. Thank you, sir.
all participants, thank you. I shall see you sometime soon, hopefully. Take care. Thank you, everybody.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Right. I hope we'll give attendance link in the next session.